All right, guys, I have Adam with me. Adam, how many trailers for Malone have you built in your lifetime?
At least a couple hundred.
Couple hundred. There's nobody on the face of the planet that's built more Malone trailers than this guy. And he's going to show us how to build out the MicroSport off-road low bed trailer. Let's hop into the tools first because it's going to make it a whole lot easier. So not a lot of tools. This is great. And I'm looking on the floor, not a lot of boxes. So this looks like an easier build.
Yeah, not too bad. All you're going to need is a 3/4, 9/16, a couple deep sockets, flat head, tape measure, rubber mallet, and a torque wrench so you can tighten the wheels down.
Some people may not have the impact, and it's going to be really important to have one of these. So you're going to go borrow one. A lot of times you can get them on loan from your local hardware store or whatnot. And same thing with here. If you need to rent these tools, you might want to do so. Something over here too. So what's this for?
5/8 and hex wrenches. You might need that if you're installing some of the accessories like the jack stand.
All right, we got the tools down. Now we got to start opening some boxes.
Yeah, let's get started.
We have everything unboxed and you're building it on the table.
Yeah, so it's best to build it up on the table. It's easier on your back. Everything's up higher, easier to put together.
Yeah, so essentially, correct me if I'm wrong, are we building this upside down on the table and then flipping it over and finishing off?
Correct, yeah.
Excellent. Make sure your Malone sticker is upside down because we're going to be flipping this over after we get the axles and tires on it. You're going to look for, what number is that? It's hidden in there. 11462. At first glance, you look like you have all the same size bolts, but these are actually carriage bolts, right?
Yeah.
So you got 12 of those, 8 of these, and then washers are different as well.
Yeah, we have a 1/2 washer and a 3/8 washer.
What's the next step?
All right, we're going to grab the side rail. Right on.
Now, are there stickers on the outside of this?
No.
Okay, so is there stickers on the outside of that one?
No.
All right, so it's important to know you really can't put these on backwards, correct? Because they're symmetrical. All the same holes are cut on both sides.
Correct.
All right,
Yep.
makes it easy for everyone.
Yeah. Then you're going to grab your carriage bolts. You have square holes back. Right in with the nylon nut on the inside. Do the same up here.
Got it. So you're just hand tightening these in. You're not tightening them along the way.
Tighten everything up at the end.
Grab the white box.
The white box.
What's it say on it? Well, that's a bunch of numbers. Anyways, it's the only white box you get, so it makes it easy.
And you'll have some leaf spring brackets. You got a slipper bracket and an eyelet bracket. Line the slipper bracket towards the rear and the eyelet up front.
There you go.
And this is where we use our hex bolt and nylon nut.
No washer?
No washer.
Now on the frame, just out of curiosity, it's galvanized underneath and then powder coated on top, correct?
Correct,
There
yes.
you go.
It's fully galvanized and then powder coated afterwards.
I like it. And so even though it comes in the same box, we're going to use these later. These are for the fenders. We'll put those over by the tires and the fenders.
And the tail light brackets.
Oh, there you go. So next up, we're grabbing the tongue, and we're actually running the wire kit already.
Yeah, we're going to run the wires through the tongue before we mount the tongue on.
So you're going to run it through the side that has the stickers and 2 holes that are closest to the end. And then down here, there are also 2 holes. However, they're not close to the end. So you're going to run the male end through this side. And there she is. All right, we're good. Bring her on up. Once again, ensure that it is upside down.
Got our tongue stop bracket.
There we go.
This is going to back by the tongue.
Looks like we're using the remaining of our carriage bolts here in a second.
Yeah. Feed the wire through. Line that up. Slide the tongue in.
Boom.
Then you'll notice that the holes here are oblong. That's where we're going to use our washers.
Inserts.
And we'll grab our
2 long bolts.
finish bolts.
And then your big washers.
Little washer. That's straight through the tongue. Washer on either side. That leaves 1 bolt, nut, and washer. We're going to put this straight through the tongue. Sometimes you gotta tap it.
There we go. So why'd you do that from the underside?
Because we want the nut on the bottom.
Got it.
So the trailer's upside down. Once we flip it over, we'll have the nut on the bottom.
Perfect.
Next, you grab your 9/16 socket and wrench and go through and tighten everything up. Start with these. Next, we're going to tighten up the carriage bolts. We'll start in the rear and work our way towards the front. And we'll switch over to the 3/4 inch and tighten these.
Then we grab bag. Is there a number on that one? It's in there. Tighten.
11476.
There we
is
go.
The hardware bag we'll grab next.
All right, so what do we got in this bag?
We have 10 lug nuts, 2 1/2-inch nylon nuts, 8 3/8 nylon nuts, and a few U-bolts that we're going to use to attach the axle to the leaf springs.
Right on. These are your backing plates for those. Grabbing the axle. This is really easy because there are knobs on the bottom that fit right into the leaf springs. So hard to get it wrong.
Backing plate and your U-bolt attached.
Yeah.
Also attach the 1/2-inch bolts. Nylon nut. Make sure you use your nylon nut here and not a lug nut.
Get some calls on that one.
Few.
Time to time. What we got for your sockets?
Got a 3/4 inch socket and wrench. We'll tighten down these bolts. Make sure not to over tighten.
All right.
Back to the 9/16 and tighten up these U-bolts.
Repeat on the other side.
Next, we'll put the wheels on.
All right.
These lug nuts are tapered on one end, and you want to make sure that tapered end faces the wheel. Then you grab your 13/16 deep socket and tighten these up.
You don't want to tighten up too much, do you? Because you're going to torque wrench them once you turn it over and before you take off.
Correct. Once we flip the trailer over, we'll torque lug nuts down.
So now it's time to flip. So if you don't feel comfortable, there is some weight behind this. Obviously go ask a friend to help you out. However, you're building on the table. You built 100 of these. And so what's the easiest way to do this?
As long as you have plenty of clearance above you, you can pull it right off to the edge of the table, push down,
Use that as a fulcrum. Nice.
and just flip it right over.
Easy as Sunday morning, folks. Look at that.
Good to go.
Effortless.
Next, we're going to install the tail light. 2 tail light brackets, hardware bag 11468.
Pretty simple. Hard to mess up being you got carriage bolts and square inserts.
Yeah.
Got it. Repeat on the other side.
Go ahead and tighten that down with the 9/16 deep socket. We'll line up all the stuff on the table for the light kit.
There we go. All right, so you got 2 of these lights, but they're not the same because this one's got lights on the bottom. This one does not. So why does that have lights on the bottom?
That's going to illuminate your license plate. So the license plate bracket's going to go on the same. Notice the nuts are
Pre-assembled.
pre-assembled. Feed these wires through here.
And hand tighten. Nice. While he's getting the other one, you're going to run all 3 of these wires through the bottom oval hole. And so they are sticking out just like this on the inside. We'll get to that in a moment.
We'll install the side marker lights. The nuts on the back. We'll feed the holes in this bottom right corner. And that one inside. And there's one other socket, the 10mm socket. That's going to tighten the tail lights and side markers.
Time to run the wires.
We'll grab our wire and harness. Plug this end coming out of the tongue.
Now there is a right and left, correct?
Yeah, we got yellow on the driver's side and green on the passenger side.
There you go.
Let's feed this wire through this corner hole, one at a time. Get to the next set of plugs. Feed those through. Plug your side markers right in. Plug and play.
This is a popular trailer for you guys, isn't it? You put together a lot of these. And it just came out in the last few years, 2 years?
Yeah, we've only offered the off-road black version for the last 2 years.
Right on. That was pretty easy. I remember coming in from, I've done a couple trailers so far, and telling my wife, oh, I just got done wiring the trailer, which sounds like complicated, but when you guys make it so easy, I felt like a boss. Next up, the last bag in this box is going to be these clamps. How many we got? 10 of them?
10 wire clips
Got
here.
it. So you can go 5 and 5.
Yeah. Just tap those right on with the mallet.
Boom. And now we're grabbing bag 11464, the L brackets from earlier. We're putting fenders together.
Yeah, we'll install the fenders here. So in this bag, you'll find some slotted bolts. And that's the bolts we're going to use to attach the fender to the fender bracket. We'll get a 9/16 socket and a flathead, and we'll tighten these down. So on this one, this hardware bag is the standard bag for multiple fenders. So it comes with 8 washers, but you're only going to need 4 of them on this.
So a little leftover hardware usually freaks me out, so thank you for letting me know.
I'm going to go in this upper hole.
There it is.
Then you grab your 9/16 wrench and socket.
And repeat.
Next, we're going to install the coupler. So we'll grab hardware bag 11494, coupler and lift handle. Put this together. Got a skid plate here. 2 holes underneath tongue. Line that up.
Boom.
Hex bolt, washer.
1 safety chain, 2 safety chains.
Safety chains. Second washer. And we're going to come right up through the hole in the front. Nylon nut. We'll grab our 9/16 wrench and deep socket. Tighten it down. Three-quarter-inch wrench and socket.
All right, Adam, we have these bars, and we got a different pair of bars over here. Walk through the difference for me.
So these are our low bed bars. So if you bought the MicroSport off-road low bed trailer, you'll get these lower bars to keep your cross rails as low as possible.
Got it.
But if you want more storage options, we offer a higher load bar support tube. Pretty easy. Just line one up in the back. Line one up 48 inches apart. We'll grab our hardware bag here.
A bunch of numbers. This is what you should see. What do we got?
We got 2 kits here for the D-rings. We got 4 coated U-bolts. We got powder coated cross rail brackets. Some back end plates for these U-bolts and some end caps.
Right.
So we'll go ahead and put these U-bolts on with the 3/4-inch nuts. Slide that right over. Back end plate there.
Any particular placement back here before you tighten these up? I guess we'll get that in a moment.
Yeah, I usually kind of just line them up in between the holes there.
Got it.
And go ahead and tighten it down with the 3/4-inch socket.
All right.
When installing these cross tubes, make sure that your holes are lined up facing out.
Got it.
Now we're going to line this up about 48 inches away from the back rail. Right there. And then I'll tighten it down. Take these large end caps, put them on those load bar support tubes, where the mallet comes in handy.
How many times you crushed your finger on these?
Enough.
Enough to
Plenty.
be careful not to do it again.
Yeah. Next we're going to install the D-rings. So we'll grab this hardware bag, 11501.
I made the mistake of installing the D-rings after I had it installed. This looks a whole lot easier. Why didn't I do that?
A lot easier to do it on the table. So what you want to do is take your nylon nut, hold it in there with your finger and screw right into it. Go ahead and tighten those down with your 9/16 socket and wrench. And next, you'll grab these brackets and your 2 1/4 inch bolts. We'll attach the cross rails. Go 19 inches on either side when you're using the low bed bars. Grab your 9/16 wrench and ratchet and tighten her down. Then we'll tap these end caps on.
All right, Adam, we finished up the MicroSport off-road low bed, and if we want to upgrade it, if you want to put some accessories or storage options, then you're going to need to be able to go over here and we're going to build the MicroSport off-road, which the only difference between the two
these
is that
higher
bar,
load bars. Yep, this is a higher load bar support tube. Kind of brings your cross rails up a little higher so you have a little more clearance.
I love it. So the only thing we have to do really is take these off right here.
Yep, take these bars and put them on there.
All right, Adam, looks a little different. So we went from a low bed to an off-road.
Yeah, so we have the higher support tubes here, bringing your bars up a little bit higher.
So what's up next is we are now entering into the 3 overland packages that Malone offers, and then they all come with a jack stand. So we're going to go ahead and get that started.
Black jack stand here. Hardware. And install the wheel on here. And a handle. Then we'll grab a 3/4 inch wrench, tighten it down. Make sure not to over tighten the wheel.
Make sure it flows freely.
And then we'll attach it with these bolts and brackets. Let's go up front here. We'll install these bolts, brackets on the other side. Put these brackets on finger tight, and then we'll go and tighten them up with a 17mm socket and wrench. There we go.
All right, guys, thank you so much for watching this. Hopefully it was incredibly helpful for you. Please let us know in the comment section if it was. And if you happen to have any questions or concerns or whatever it is, throw those in the comments. And we'll make sure those questions get answered either by me or someone who actually knows what they're doing. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you.